Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome to Spirit Speakeasy. I'm Giovanni, joyful medium. I'm a working psychic medium, energy healer, and spiritual gifts mentor. This podcast is like a seat at the table in a secret club, but with mediums, mystics, and the spiritual luminaries of our time. So come behind the velvet ropes with me and see inside my world as I chat insider style with profoundly gifted souls. We go deep, share juicy stories, laugh a lot, and it wouldn't be a speakeasy without great insider secrets and tips. You might even learn that you have some gifts of your own. So step inside the Spirit Speakeasy. Hey, beautiful souls, welcome to Spirit Speakeasy. This week I have a special treat for you. For those of you that don't know, one of my gifts as a medium is that I am also what is called a trance medium, which in a very basic sense of the explanation means that I can go into a deeper state of meditation and allow other consciousnesses, is that the right way to say it? Ascended masters and light beings and guides to channel through me using my voice. But my awareness is to the side. So the way I always joke and say is like, I'm trying not to listen. I'm lightly aware of what's being said, but I'm not following the conversation. I'm not following the thread of the words. I'm not worried about what's coming next. So I just move into a deep state of meditation and allow my guides to channel through me. And I have been channeling for quite some time now. I did a 4-year in-depth training program where we did, I think it was like a 2-hour class every 2 weeks for 4 years. And that was by phone back when we used to do our training by phone. And I learned to do trance mediumship for healing, which is when I go into a deeper meditative state and can use the energy of the other side to move through my physical energy for the purpose of healing. And then also voice channeling, which is what I mentioned earlier, letting them use my voice box to channel messages. Sometimes my voice will change slightly, and sometimes it sounds a lot like my own voice. I've had it both ways. And I have channeled different I think the word beings is like a weird word, but different beings and ascended masters and guides. And who I have been channeling, I have one specific guide that works with me for trance healing. And then I also have this collective of amazing guides is the way I understand them, but they are wise and benevolent and loving beings, a collective. They call themselves the Violet Flame Collective, and they have been coming to me for the last few years in a way that I understand them under that name, but the way that they feel and the way that I know them, I know that they have been present many times throughout my life in a way that I can recognize. And I now know that they've also been kind of in the background throughout my life as well. And they channel messages. And some of you might have heard me do some channeling before. I do a Wednesday live chat, and in the past, I've done some channeling on those, which you can see on my YouTube channel if you want to go check them out. It is Joy Giovanni Psychic Medium, and I'll also link that in the show notes, that YouTube channel. Or on my website, joyfulmedium.com, in the blog section. So I have channeled publicly before, but I thought it'd be really fun to do on the podcast. And I have been getting the nudge to do so. So that's what we're going to do today. I already recorded it because for me, it sometimes takes me a few minutes to just move into that depth of meditation and to move my consciousness to the side. I wish, as I'm always complaining about, I wish that I had a better way to explain it, because that doesn't quite express exactly what's happening, but it's the closest words that I have right now. And like I said, I've been doing this for quite some time. I believe I started that program in 2014. So it's been almost 10 years. But I was working with guides before that, even. So just not in this depth of a channeling kind of a way. And maybe if you guys want, let me know. I'm happy to tell the whole story about how I, even started those classes or came to this journey, this segment of my journey about learning how to channel as a form of mediumship. It's just a different type of mediumship. It's often called trance mediumship. And sometimes it's called trance channeling. So there's lots of different ways to say it, but that is what you're going to experience today. Like I said, I already recorded it. I'm going to cut out, there's about like a 3 or 4 minute silence at the beginning that I'm going to cut off. And like I said, that's the time that I'm moving my awareness to the side, connecting in or blending in with this Violet Flame Collective, and they're kind of settling into my space to speak through my voice box. And I am, if I had to put a percentage on it, my awareness is probably 10 to 15% with myself and probably 85% somewhere else. And it's just a really unique experience for me. I actually just re-listened to it because it takes me some time to, the way I always say it is like come back in. It takes me some time to settle back into the center of my energy, center of my head, to fully I kind of feel floaty after for a while, and my logical mind is not all the way in there, which is a little bit how it feels when I'm doing mediumship with people's crossed over loved ones with the spirit world. But for trance mediumship, since I'm in a deeper meditative state, it just does take me a few minutes. I mean, not a long time, but like 5 minutes or so to feel all the way back to myself. And maybe it's even more than 5 minutes, because like I said, I did just listen to the talk back. I guess I did, so maybe it takes me like 30 minutes to feel all the way myself again. But I just feel a little floaty, maybe, and a little bit spacey, I guess is a good way to say it. I really love the messages that were given and the way that they came through. You'll hear it. It's not the way I talk. It's not the cadence of my voice. It's not, it's a message I certainly needed, but not one that I would have been able to give. Yeah, it's always just a really unique experience, and people have really cool feedback about like, oh my gosh, it doesn't even sound like you very much. Obviously it's my voice, I'm talking, but the way that they can just use me to speak through me is a lot of fun and an honor for me to get to do. So it is one of my gifts as a medium, this trance mediumship. I'm happy to share it. I love getting to go into that deeper state and let them channel through me, because even I don't know what we're going to talk about or what's going to be said, or the way the messages are going to come through. But it is always a very positive and uplifting emotion and feeling and intention, certainly. So I'm so curious to see what you think about this. I think this is the first time we're doing this on the podcast. And without further ado, I guess I will just shift over to me channeling the Violet Flame Collective with positive messages. And they really talk about how to connect deeper in with your intuition, how you're already receiving it, and just speaking to you as a unique soul about how you might express your gifts in this lifetime. I don't even know how to like give it a synopsis, to be honest with you. Maybe I'm still not all the way in my thinking brain. But yeah, so that is essentially what it is. I hope you'll listen to the message. I hope it resonates with you. There is something cool that they mention in there, saying that they're not just speaking to us as like the individual human people. They're speaking to us on a soul level, and speaking to the energy of our soul. So the cool thing about that is I always know that there are many levels and layers of messages happening all at once. There's the messages we can like consciously understand and take. And then there's the healing and movement that's happening in our energy field, in a way that we might not be so consciously aware of. But some people do tell me after they listen to these channeled messages that they feel, I don't know, a little different in some ways. So let me know what you think of it. Message me either through my Instagram, Joyful Medium, or you can message me direct through my email, joy@joyfulmedium.com, or admin@joyfulmedium.com is the other way to get through. So without further ado, here is a really special episode of a channeled message from this group of guides that's been working with me, the Violet Flame Collective. Something different today inside the Spirit Speakeasy. Greetings. As we arrive today and flow through this medium, some of you may recognize our messages as resonant with you. For as we have worked with this medium for a long time, we have also worked with many of you for a long time as inspirers, supporters. Some of you are channels of pure love energy in ways that you do not even fully realize. And in many ways, as we speak through to you, not just to the human ears of you, but to the soul self of you, we are calling all of those souls who are meant to resonate with these messages, who are part of this divine union, part of this soul contract, to be ignited by this violet flame. For we are the Violet Flame Collective. We are a group from the other side. You can just think of us as guides and supporters of a divine nature who has a love for humankind and the purity within your souls. Many of you know us. Some of you are partially embodied as us, through us, with us. We work through many of you in different roles, and so many of you that are drawn to this work, that are drawn and feel and identify as highly sensitive people, or intuitive souls, or just energetically sensitive in some way. Some of you also identify it as being an empath. There are many, many words and many terms through many languages and many understandings. But essentially, it means that you are sensitive to emotions and energies other than your own. Many of you are meant to be healers and helpers and expanders of the consciousness of this world. But many of you, because of your sensitivities, tend to turn your frustrations inward, thinking there is something you must be doing or not receiving properly in order to channel this divine energy of spirit, in order to fully embody your purpose, in order to flow down the river of your soul's journey for this lifetime with ease. You are not here for ease. You did not sign up for ease, although ease is available to you. You intended to come here to work with the energies at play in this exact moment in time. You chose your time period, you chose your family, you chose many of your qualities, and you even now choose to ignore many of your divine qualities. Some of you we hear asking, how do I better step into my gifts, my spiritual qualities, my abilities to heal and help and move and guide? Well, there is no one answer, for your gifts and their expressions are as varied as the expressions of you as individuals. While there are many common threads in either experiences or emotions or ways that you process in the world, you are each beautiful, unique expressions of the divine, of love, of creation, of being at its best. And you intended to come to a world with limits and restrictions and obstacles so that you can see just how expansive and divine you are, just how capable your soul can be, just how expansive you can be. We invite you as a first step towards fully experiencing and expressing this divine self of you to start to pay attention to the pauses in your life. This could be as simple as a pause in your day, or a pause in a conversation, or if you are listening to something or thinking something and you find yourself just pausing. There is information there. There is intuition there. There you will find divine flow. You need not fill every pause in your day. Just embrace these pauses. Really marinate in them, being available for all that they have to offer. And sometimes it may seem so insignificant, but there is a sense of a gentle emotion or a knowing or an awareness, and your intuition is available to you in all areas of your life. This may not be necessarily always what you think you need to know about or what your soul most wants to move towards in that moment. And what we mean by this is you might feel like you want all of the intuition, all of the inspiration in one area of your life, such as career or relationships. However, all of you as individuals, all of you as a collective, and for each of you, all of the areas of your individual life experience are so interconnected. So sometimes there is what you would refer to as a domino effect, where one area must be nudged or comforted or released or brought awareness to first in order to move, shift, affect areas other than the current being touched. Meaning there is a ripple effect in all areas of your life. And if you can start to accept and receive intuition and pauses and nudges and subtle attention and awareness in one area of your life, then that will flow over into other areas of your life if you allow. All of your experiences are braided into the fiber of your life experience, meaning not just experiences in this lifetime, but experiences in past lifetimes. Your soul has access to all of the wisdom of you at any given moment, even if you feel you cannot access this in a conscious way at any given moment. Now, we also want to explain a little bit more about the information you can receive and expect in these pauses. In writing and in a lot of your art form, you call this a pregnant pause. Full of life, full of possibility, full of creation, full of potential. And that is how we would like you to consider many of the pauses in your own life as you experience them. Perhaps you work at a switchboard and you are receiving many, many calls throughout the day and routing these calls, answering them, trying to be of service to those on the other end. And if for just 30 seconds of your time, there is a pause and the phones have gone silent, just breathe and be aware of the emotion in that pause. Or perhaps a conversation that was just had, or perhaps a conversation that is just in front of you. For we cannot affect your free will. You have that all to yourself, nor do you need any help or assistance in the ways that you often think you do. But because we love you, because your guides and inspirers love you, we often will help to orchestrate pauses. Now, you might not be aware that these pauses are to draw your attention, but they are. How will you know the difference between a pause meant to draw your attention and a pause just as happenstance? There is no happenstance. There is no coincidence. Everything is aligning, everything is moving, everything is intertwining at any given moment. And perhaps you are standing in that exact space and time to create a ripple in someone else's field, and perhaps they are doing that for you. Perhaps the traffic jam that frustrates you so much is to shift your pace for the day so that you might be somewhere at the exact moment to cross paths with someone else who can share a conversation with you that creates a pause. And in that pause, your intuition, your soul, your own wisdom is stirring to the surface. And in those moments, that is where inspiration can flow. This is why many focus on a practice of meditation in order to train yourself to not only notice the pause, but to sometimes be able to elongate and extend those pauses. As many of you who are drawn to this work already know, time is a creation of your world. Time is a creation of human understanding. But you are source creation yourself. You have the ability to, as you might say, bend time, change time, manipulate time, elongate pauses. There are many ways to say this and many ways to think about it, and different languaging sometimes resonates differently with each of you. So we invite you not only to listen with your physical ears, but to let this information wash over you, because your soul knows what is true. In any given situation, your soul knows what is true for you. Your soul knows if that information resonates with the course, the direction, the path, the plan that you hold within yourself for your lifetime. We encourage you to continue moving forward. We encourage you to be available for moments of pause. And if you feel uncertain, or if you feel like you don't know what to do, perhaps those are moments where you can take intentional pauses and move back into the flow of your creation. What might that look like? Sometimes it might look like getting into nature. Sometimes it might look like viewing or listening to or experiencing or touching the creation of others. For you are 5 sensory creatures. However, you have many more than just 5 senses. And sometimes using the physical can help you move your awareness to the non-physical. Everything you intend to create, every inspiration that you can give to another, every creation or inspiration that you seek already exists in the non-physical. And you are the channel to bring it into physical. In past years, it is often talked about with manifestation as creating objects or wanting a bigger home or a better car or more financial wealth, for example. And while those things are all wonderful and can be just joyous byproducts of your ability to create and inspire, the real truth, the real abundance, the real exchange is actually in your ability to expand not only your consciousness, but to hold the energy to magnetize, to make available expansion for those around you as well as you expand. Now, this is a reciprocal process where the way that you might understand it is your work is never done. You are ever expanding, ever evolving, ever shifting. That expansion is a beautiful part of your soul's experience in this physical lifetime. And sometimes you expand differently through challenge than you might otherwise. Sometimes you have predetermined challenges on your own path that you might experience fuller expansion. Sometimes these challenges come just as a ripple effect of the choices of others in your world. No matter the circumstance that these challenges arise, you will expand exponentially if you allow yourself. Please know that you are more supported and more guided than you even imagine. However, the soul of you that guides you from outside of your physical experience is also incredibly capable, powerful, and wise. After all, you are a soul having a human experience, and the soul self of you is much more expansive than just the limited physical expression of you. It is why you can be empathic and sense the emotions of one another. It is why you can see the glimpses of humanity even when things feel very challenged and difficult. It is why you can see the potential for positivity even when situations appear bleak. It is why you can feel the energy of nature It is why you are so soothed by fresh air and things of natural creation of the earth. You are a divine creator yourself. You have come to this physical existence for many reasons, none greater than another, and all for the expansion and experience of your own soul's desire. So we are so happy to be spending time with you, and so happy that you have started to resonate and gravitate towards these experiences. The compass within you, that is your soul, knows the way. And the way to connect more deeply, more fully, more naturally is to be available for the pauses. As we mentioned, some of this might come for some of you as versions of meditation, although meditation can mean so many things to so many of you. Sometimes it is allowing your busy mind to move to the side or to stare out your window at busyness so that you can have some available pause of thought. That is a wonderful pursuit, and we encourage it. For some of you, that comes by sitting in nature and gazing out over things that the earth has created for you. And this causes pause of thought so that your awareness can be open enough for the inspiration of your soul to slip in a different way, to bubble up to the conscious surface, to blow like a wind across your face and let you gently become aware of it. There are many ways to say this, and none fully express what is happening energetically, but the ways we have described it will resonate with most of you enough to give you some understanding or frame of reference, for all of you have experienced these pauses in some way or another in your life. And sometimes you might not even consciously realize what you are pausing to pay attention to, but then later on, when it's quiet, there is processing that happens within you. And sometimes it might feel like you are connecting dots or putting puzzle pieces together or recognizing threads of words or experiences or behavior. All of that is part of the way your intuition processes. Please do not be confused. These gentle nudges of guidance, of go this way, move that way, wait here, say this, they are expressed to you in many ways, sometimes through words of a stranger, sometimes through something you read or hear or watch or experience, sometimes through your own desire, even if that desire doesn't seem to make logical sense, sometimes through the tug on your heart or the emotion in a child's face or energy that just moves through you through watching theater or artwork, or even listening to inspired words of someone else, however they come across. You know this resonant energy when it speaks to your soul, and that is the first place to begin to find the truest path for you. And we want to go back to something we mentioned earlier, that your expression as a divine creator, as a healer, as an empath, as a sensitive, as a psychic, or a medium, or a channel, all of the above, can come through no matter your work profession. This energy can move through you whether you are a nurse, or a carpenter, or a train driver, or whether you lead a congregation of souls. You will speak to those who can hear and who can resonate with whatever the message is of your moment. And sometimes it is not packaged as a speech or a book or a play or a song. Sometimes it is packaged as kind words to a stranger. Sometimes it is packaged as seeing someone in their most difficult moments. Sometimes it is packaged as just being kind over the phone to a person who is having a very stressful day. It can be packaged and moved through you in any way, varied as many as your lives and jobs and life experiences. It is the way that you greet the world, the way that you understand yourselves and others. That is where the focus is. That is where the work is, because you are so interconnected, and any intuitive gift that you have, any spiritual gift that you wish to express in this lifetime, the reason, the motivation, the inspiration is to hold light for the expansion of the light of others. It is to stand in your gifts and as your unique, beautiful individual self, to allow others to move towards the permission to stand in their unique, beautiful selves. Each of you has a role to play in this, and sometimes the focus in this time period of humanity is how public or how popular or how many hands will raise for you or eyes will recognize you, when truly it is the eyes of spirit that are on you. We see the energy, we see the effort, and your soul knows the mission that you each have in this lifetime to hold space and love for others. And for some of you, this might be in your work, and others, it might be in your family, and others, it might be in your community, or even with only your best friend. But the ripple is greater and more widespreading than you understand. For a kind word that you give today might in the future result in a life saved or grief held in love. There are so many potentials and possibilities for you, and you are limitless in your soul, but you have designated certain pathways available for yourself in this lifetime, certain potentials to pursue, certain pauses to receive beautiful information from. We are so excited to continue to support you in this journey, to continue to hold this space, this compassion, this love for you, so that your soul may help you to move towards whatever the expression for you in this lifetime that you desire is and will be. For you are ever growing, and while today you might feel uncertain, as you rest in the pauses, as you hold your heart open for inspiration and connection, and just acknowledging the resonant energy, just acknowledging the sensitive light sensitivities that you have, you will move towards this expansion within yourself. And then everything around you can expand as well. We encourage you to find the pauses within your life, within yourself, those moments when the thought stops, and you can intentionally create more time that your mind is quiet, that you are in communion, in connection with the divine energy of your own understanding. And just holding that silence is enough. We want to encourage you that that silence is doing it. Often you are so focused on, am I doing it? Are we doing this right? Is this happening? The answers to all of that is yes. It is a process. It is ever unfolding. But we encourage you to sit in the pauses and create more room for pauses, to spend time with your soul so that the inspiration might move towards the surface of your understanding, towards your conscious mind, even if it needs to come to you through the words of another. You have a special place here. You are meant to heal and help and create expansion for yourself and others. We are so grateful that you have taken the time to spend with us, and we look forward to continuing to witness and be a part of your growth and expansion as well. We are wishing you peace and love and pause. Okay. Well, I hope that you all enjoyed that channeled message. I sometimes take several minutes to come all the way back into where I can use my conscious, logical mind. I am going to just take some time and maybe re listen to that channeled message from the collective that I channel, Violet Flame, although there are others as well. And I will have to come back and record the outro for you guys to just do a little recap. But thanks for being here for this. Just a second. So, what did you think of that channeled message? Did something that was said resonate with you? Did just the feeling, or did you feel like movement in your emotions, or did you feel like uplifted or healed or moved in some way? Have you ever thought about the way that pauses present themselves in our lives? It was really an interesting message. Like I said I was going to do, I went back and listened to it and just given myself a little bit of time to settle back in here, to my whole self again. I feel like it's still going to be a little while, but I tend to feel much more calm and much more grounded and much more quiet after I channel. People always ask me how I feel. I don't really feel much when I'm in there because I'm really intentionally trying to stay to the side, to not listen, to not think, just to put my energy to the side, really is the best way I can explain it. But afterwards, I do feel more quiet. There's like this quieting that happens in my energy. Sometimes for several hours after I channel, depending on what else is going on that day. So on the day I'm recording this, I actually have a free community healing, which is one of the reasons I was excited to record this today, just to let me spend some additional time in that trance mediumship energy. So I'm so curious to know if there's one sentence that was said, or one segment that was said, or one idea that was shared that resonated with you more than something else. So like I said in the intro, message me either through my Instagram, is probably one of the fastest ways, at Joyful Medium. I don't always see those, but I'm trying to be better at it. Or you can email me directly, joy@joyfulmedium.com, and let me know what of this talk resonated with you. Do you like these channeled messages? I have been getting the encouragement. I think it's from the team, from the Violet Flame Collective. I've been getting nudged for quite some time now to be channeling publicly more frequently and in a bigger way. So let me know how you guys receive it. I'm curious. I try really hard to just trust spirit and the inspiration that I get, but I also am a little human over here. So again, just let me know what you think. I do have so many things coming up. We have so many new exciting guests on Spirit Speakeasy with us, so get excited for those. And pretty soon here, we are going to be having another opportunity for free learning. So I'm going to do a free workshop of some kind. It might be in the form of an event. So if you're not already on my VIP insiders list, make sure you go to my website, joyfulmedium.com, and get that free signs mini course, sign magnet. But it also puts you on the VIP insiders mailing list. You can also email me if you want to be on the mailing list, and I'll add your name, and then you'll get news about upcoming podcast episodes, or free community healings, or free workshops, or group readings, or things that I have going on. So I don't want you to miss out, because I know all of you love learning about your own gifts and intuition and how to explore your own gifts further. So don't miss what's coming towards the end of summer and into the beginning of fall, without giving too much away. So I'm so happy, as always, to be here with you guys, and thanks for listening. I'm hoping that that message touched you wherever you needed it, or highlighted something that you need to focus on. Spirit's incredible, and I know that if I feel like all of our souls can be touched by one message. One message is for many, often is the way we say it in spirit world mediumship. So Big hugs, lots of love from inside the Spirit Speakeasy.